everyone, welcome back to the Mama Elephant 9th anniversary release. This is Rena. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to leave a comment on these release videos for a chance to enter a drawing to win a prize from Mama Elephant. The release will be available on September 15th. Make sure to also stop by the Mama Elephant social media all month for project inspiration from the design team, friends, and guest designers. Let's take a look at Happy Holidays. This is a gorgeous floral cluster stamp illustrated by Anna Oswald. I really love all of the pine cone details, the holly, and it even comes with some block sentiments that I'll read off in a bit. And it has some little snowflakes that you can add to the design. I always love these little extra stamps that Mama Elephant kind of sneaks in because you can definitely use them for other projects. I really liked using these Cottagecore colors that we used yesterday, so I'm going to use them again to color this project. I'm going to begin by coloring in the sentiment. I actually want this sentiment to kind of stand out, so I'm using the brightest color, which is, I believe I'm using YR20 right now, and then I'm going to blend out with a YR21. And the bottom color is YR24. I kind of wanted it to have like that gradient kind of look to it. We're also going to use some creative license on coloring the foliage. So I'm just using different colors than what these normally are. So I'm really loving this gray purple color. The colors are V91, V93, 95, and V99. And V99 is the darkest, and it is such a gorgeous color. It's called aubergine, and it's this kind of like perfect like eggplant color. I love it. So I'm using that sort of like eggplant gray color on the different little buds. And I'm now coloring the pine cones, and the pine cones I'm using like darker colors than I normally use. These are E49, E47, and E44. We are actually using I think 3 colors to blend this thing. But I really like the way it looked at the end. And lately I've been using pine cones for the photo of for the background in my photos. And I was like so proud because when I took the photo with the pine cones looked very similar to the real pine cones, like the coloring. Okay, not gonna lie, I was a little bit intimidated when I saw this image. It's such a gorgeous image, and you always want to make a project that is like worthy of the image. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot mess this up. But it is a lot easier coloring it when you sit down to color it. It is actually like a lot easier than you think. Because once you get the pine cones behind you, there are just like leaves and that one big flower, and the sentiment is easy to color. So it is really not that bad as far as like hard things to color. It actually went really fast. So this here, I wanted to bring some green up in that area, so that's why I'm coloring this flower green. And I was totally fighting with my marker because it was just not it was not performing. This is BG90, which is a very light color. It has a lot of that like zero color in it, so it tends to bleach other colors. And BG93, which is like, I don't know, like a couple steps darker than it, and it was just not working. And I figured out that my BG90 was bone dry. That's why I wasn't getting it to work. So after I refilled it, and I actually had to change the nib too. It was drama. It worked out good, but I didn't realize that marker was dry. I will go ahead and read the sentiments. The first one is wishing you, and then it would say happy holidays, to you and yours. filled with peace and wonder, merry and bright, and safe and healthy. So those are just extensions to the main sentiment in the image. I'm keeping all of these kind of pointy leaves that darker color. So if I color a pointy leaf a certain color or like a different leaf, then I'll make sure all the other leaves of its kind are the same color, so it just doesn't get too busy. So I was just searching for them all. I was trying not to get lost, because I think there was one little section that I colored that I wasn't supposed to. But it's okay because you can't really tell. So now I'm pulling in some E42 for these thinner leaves. I didn't want to use a darker color because I wanted the line work to show through the marker, because I like that detail. I think this is where I stopped paying attention and I was just coloring, and I think that those middle leaves there underneath the A, I think I wasn't supposed to color like a little section of it, but I think it's fine. So these are BG93, BG96. And of course I broke my rule already because there's some leaves with that green flower that I should technically color green, because these leaves I'm coloring now are green, but since the flower is green, we're going to color the leaves like that purple color. I love watching these images come to life once you add color to it. It's so, it's just fun to see it go from like a white piece of paper to, you know, all these different colors going on. So now this is where I say do the cleanup. So I always have kind of my zero marker on the ready, in case like I bleed out in some areas. This image here, I'm being particularly careful because I want it to look like perfect and clean. For these last set of leaves here, I wanted to bring a neutral. So we're doing, I believe, E41 and E40, like a super light, kind of cool tone brown, just because I just wanted some like lightness in that area. I wanted to use oval deco frame for this because I really like that detail on the border. So I'm going to cut it out, and that's like the inside piece, and then it also cuts the frame, which I have there. And I was going to do it in purple because I wanted to tie in with the berries, and it was like it was not working for me because I think I had the wrong piece of purple. I don't have a cardstock that matches the leaves exactly. And I cut it out in craft because I thought that would be better, and that didn't work out. So I decided to just mount it on some cream cardstock, and I love it. So I did use double-sided foam adhesive on the image, and we're just mounting it on a plain piece of cream paper. I did use basic rectangles, which has stitching on the outside. I always like stitching on the card fronts. It just looks finished. We are going to keep this one simple. I just think there's like a lot going on in that image, and I don't want to use like any other things around it, like a frame to detract from it. So there you go. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have an awesome day. Stay safe and happy crafting, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.